What is up, everybody? This is Joe Adams, and welcome to the Relentless Pursuit podcast. As always, we got my man Logan Hyder in the house with Cinema 83 LLC.
What's up? What's up? You can't see me because I forgot my camera.
It's all good. It's
in
all
another
good.
car. So
but y'all know him. Y'all know him. He's the best co-host there is, and he handles all the shit that I won't even mess with. So thanks for being here, Logan.
I'm here for the audio only people.
Yeah. Hey, it works. It works. And today we got a special guest. And an old friend, my man, Hank Parater. Oh, yeah. Thank you. And his wonderful wife, Miranda, is sitting in as well.
Double claps.
Feel free to chime in whenever you want to. So, Hank.
Yeah, man.
How the hell you doing, bro?
Doing well, man. Doing well.
So, Hank and I know each other. How do we keep this, like, esoteric?
Yeah.
Through the wolf cult world.
Totally, yeah.
That's what, I guess that's how we would word it, right?
Yeah.
And so, he and I had kind of been a part of the same deal spiritually and tribally for quite some time, several years now. Yeah. And I used to see him a lot when I'd head out to the great state of Virginia. Mm-hmm. And we partied together, did ritual together, did a lot of crazy shit together.
Yep.
We were talking about how the last time we ran into each other, or last time we hung out, was in Virginia. And we played football with some roadkill.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a dead groundhog.
Yeah, dude. You like, you came up to me. It was actually funny because you come up to me and you go, dude, they're going to ask you to play this game. We're not fucking playing it. Don't do it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So then, sure enough, somebody came out to me, hey, we're going to play this game. You're in? And I'm like, no, fucking, we're not doing it. And then 10 minutes later, you come back, you're like, hey, dude, we're doing this game. So and I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, it's because Paul was like, you're the team captain. And I was like, shit, okay. Well, I'm going to need Hank. So, yeah, man, I changed my mind quick.
Yeah.
Well, the thing was, man, it's experience, too.
For sure. They have a way of persuading people to do things.
Exactly. You know? Exactly. And it's like, I'll probably never play roadkill football again.
We didn't know we were doing it that time.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I mean, it was like...
I kind of knew.
Oh, you did?
Brett had hinted it to me. But I just kind of reached the point. I was like, fuck it, dude. Like, it's a story for the grandchildren one day.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Papa was tossing around a groundhog.
Yeah.
So was there not a football available? Or?
No, it was literally a fucking dead animal.
I know, I'm saying, but there wasn't a football available.
No. Even if there was.
Even if there was, it was just...
That was not.
That wasn't an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember someone running by and like intestines were hanging out and stuff. I was like,
my God.
It smelled so bad.
God.
It was one of the most disgusting things I've done, but it was a cool experience.
Yeah, I totally got a touchdown. Fucking carried that thing across the line with fucking entrails falling out of my hand and shit like that. It was fucking gross. But.
And then we got crushed by them overall.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that was like the only touchdown.
Yeah.
So, hell yeah, man. But yeah, so Hank and I go back.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to lately, man? I kind of want to just barely touch on what you've been up to, you know, in your life, and then we'll go back and then we'll hit those details a little bit more.
Sure. So, you know, I run a business, a construction, contracting, remodeling company. Very small. It's just I got me and 3 guys working for me, and I've had up to 7 or 8 at one time, but just over time it just became more of like babysitting. So now I just do like all the carpentry and you know, pretty much run the jobs, and then I got guys kind of doing the other stuff, and we use a lot of subs now too.
It's a little bit more manageable with the
definitely
crew.
And it's like less headache, but I still probably make more money than I did then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was just like more money going out
to pay those guys.
Yeah, to pay those guys and all that shit. So so that's what I do for a living. And you know, I in the pursuit of relentlessness, I do jujitsu. Just got my purple belt recently.
Congratulations, dude. It's a big deal.
Yeah,
it's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. It's cool to have, like, you know, when I got into that shit, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, and totally fucking just fell into it. And, you know, now it's like part of my identity. You know? And I fucking love it, man. I don't know what I'd do without jiu-jitsu in my life at this point.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. How long you been doing it? I mean, you got your purple belt, so you've been going several years now.
It's been 5 years and some, I think.
Oh yeah, man. It's a good time. You're rolling almost every day.
I roll as much as I can, but it's, you know, with work demands and family and such, it's probably more like 4 days a week.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I'm still lift a lot too. I try and lift 4 days a week as well.
Yeah, you want to be strong. You know,
That's one of my definitely attributes. You know what I mean?
yeah, and just the aesthetic part of it too, man. I don't know. It's like a lot of people get into martial arts and then get away from these other things.
Sure.
Or like weightlifting. But I don't know. Weightlifting was my first love.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I love training. So even as a boxer, like, yeah, I'm not going to be able. I got to really work on my movement.
Yeah.
You know, being bigger, but I don't know. I'm always going to love hitting the weights, dude.
Yeah.
It's one of those things I never get tired of.
Yeah, totally euphoric, and like, you know, I'll do that to the day I die. I know that for sure.
Exactly. And you can do it anytime by yourself.
Yeah.
Like you don't need a partner to do it and stuff like that. And so I want to get back into jiu-jitsu, man. It's just like I told you, my hours here.
For sure.
So I work on my boxing. I'm actually going to start holding like little sparring groups here as well. Teach some people, you know, how to work their hands and get hit too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gyms out there. I was talking about this maybe on another podcast, but you know, you got all these boxing gyms and people look good hitting bags and mitts, but there's never a punch getting thrown back at them. So I want to get some people in here to like learn how to take a hit, learn how to defend, you know, and work with that. So, you know, it'd be a good time, man. But one day when this place is like 4 times the size, I'm going to have a martial arts studio as a part of it. And then I'll just be able to train jiu-jitsu and boxing and shit all I want to, you know? So yeah, I just focus on the boxing, man, but eventually back into jiu-jitsu for sure.
Well, it's funny, 2 weeks ago or so, I walked in. So our gym, it was, you know, our owner is a longtime wrestler, and he's won a bunch of shit in jiu-jitsu. He's fucking absolutely sick. But he built, you know, so there was wrestling classes and there was boxing and kickboxing and all that such. And then I was just doing jiu-jitsu. But then he built out a whole gym, you know, with all nice workout equipment and everything. So, and that's
so it's all in-house.
It's all in-house.
That's sweet.
It's huge, man. It's awesome. And, so, but like 2 weeks ago, I walk in just to go lift, and I kind of stroll over by. There was a small boxing class going on. You know, and I know the coach or whatever, and he's like, "Hey, you want to jump in?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, let me try it." So, you know, just and I loved it, man. I did, you know, it was just like footwork drills and fucking, you know, just parries and such like that. And it was great, man. And I went back 2 days later. So I think I'm going to start picking that up.
Hell yeah,
you
man.
know, try and get into that a little bit because I realized how much, you know, I want to be a well-rounded, you know, fighter.
Exactly,
you know?
man. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what with me with the boxing too is like because I am just here all the time. So it's like I can't make it any jiu-jitsu classes at the moment. You know, good thing about boxing is you can work on it solo a lot.
Yeah.
Like that's my main thing too is the footwork and the movement. So I can work on that every single day and you can just keep improving. So, you know, you don't necessarily need a partner or anything to do, you know, to improve in that, but you also got to be able to take hits and duke them out too. So hell yeah, man. That's awesome. So what about, so past the jiu-jitsu, we'll get back into that, but.
By the way, purple belt's second. Like
third, or wait.
It's third,
Third. Okay, gotcha.
White, blue, purple.
Yeah, white, blue, purple, brown, black.
Purple, brown, black. Okay, that's
And
what
then coral, right? They're coral.
Yeah, somewhere up there. I don't even know. That's like way out.
Yeah. You got to be a long time black belt to get that shit.
Yeah.
Hell
Pretty old. Even our sensei is a 5th degree, or top guy above my coach is a 5th degree black belt, and Brazilian dude, and he's absolutely sick. Like, and you know they say you don't need muscle to, you know, do jiu-jitsu. My muscle does help, but when you go against guys like that, like he negates all my fucking muscle. He just fucking manipulates me. You know, I can't do anything.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm sure though. Like you look at obviously like Gordon Ryan and like a lot of those pros, those black belts that are competing on a high level.
Oh yeah,
most of those dudes are pretty jacked.
Fuck yeah.
But you know that's because they're all pretty much on a similar skill set, you know, it's pretty similar all across the board. So having that extra strength and shit is just like another edge.
It never hurts.
Yeah, exactly. So might as well build them both on the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
When people say that about not having muscle and stuff, is it because they just manipulate your strength against you?
I think they're just like, they don't have it. You know what I mean?
That's what I think too.
I think they just, you know, I don't know if the word's jealous, but they just, you know, you don't need to be that strong. Just be a better fighter. It's like, whatever, dude, I got it. So I'm gonna hold you fucking down.
Yeah.
You know, lay on you and give you lots of pressure.
Yeah, or I can just do fucking both. Get jacked and better.
Right.
That's the way to do it, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, it's like they post a meme. It'll be like Thor Bjornsson and some MMA fighter that's like 130 pounds. And you're like, this guy would whoop this guy's ass. And I'm like, there's about a 250, 300 pound weight difference right there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to work out that way, man.
Yeah. No, and I got like, there's a couple dudes that are, one dude I roll with, he's fucking 289, 6'8". Oh my God.
Sheesh.
He's a monster. And like my jiu-jitsu is probably better technically, but I mean,
He's just a monster.
He's just a monster, dude. And his jiu-jitsu is not bad. I mean, he's a blue belt, but
So if he knows how to move that weight.
Oh, dude, he's very athletic.
Yeah.
And shit, he was like, probably a month ago, he's like, oh, I'm like, dude, you ever fucking lift or anything? He's like, no, not really. And then I saw like he was in the fucking gym and they put fucking 4 plates on each side of the fucking bench press. He just fucking repped it out.
He was bullshitting you. Yeah.
No, dude, he doesn't really
he
lift.
just did it.
Yeah,
He's just fucking, he's a superhuman.
Dude,
Dude.
some people are fucking freaks, man.
He's a superhuman, man.
That's just,
wild.
yeah. I mean, some people just have it, man. It's like we were talking to Brandon Curry, and his first comp, he didn't know what he was doing really. He just got out there.
Several competitions, he didn't even have a coach.
Yeah, he just went up there and won first place. Wow. And then like every comp after that was like first, second place, like constantly. But he's had to work his ass off.
Yeah.
But he's got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people just fucking got it.
We were like several competitions deep into the story when he was like, and then I got a coach. And so that was crazy because I didn't really know what I was doing before that. We're like, whoa, hold on a second.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
everything
we
we're talking about before, he's like, yeah, I didn't even. It's
Yeah.
like, wow, okay.
Well, like when I started competing in jiu-jitsu, like as a white belt, I was like, man, I need somebody to coach me. But like your coach is like, dude, you're a fucking white belt. Like we don't even know if you're coming back tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like looking back on it now, I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
But now I got a lot of support whenever I go compete. There's always somebody to coach me. And it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a lot of competitions up that way?
There's a good bit of, like the local comps, and I try and get to, 2 or 3 of those a year. And then I try and, do IBJJF 1 or 2 a year of those. I've been very successful at the local comps. I'm always winning golds. And then when I go to IBJJF, it's like, I don't know, it's a different experience. I've won some matches and all, and I've got some subs, but I guess I medaled once at silver at the DC Open, but that's not a huge comp. You want to like win like Pans or fucking Worlds.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to do Worlds this year out in Vegas. I'm thinking there's a bunch of us going. So
there's so many damn competitions.
Yeah. And it's a lot like mentally, and I always got to cut weight and shit to do it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
What do you?
It's not much, but it still sucks to cut,
So what do you compete at? Like,
I got to be at 222 with a gi on. I always compete in gi. So that puts me down to like 217, 218. And I walk around about 225, 228, somewhere in there, depending.
Sweet. You go load up after?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how Brett's been, man. He'll fucking diet. He'll get down there and then he'll just load up and go in like 10, 15 pounds heavier the next night for his fight.
Well, the thing is, we weigh in right before you go on the mat.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. That's how jiu-jitsu is.
It's a whole different game doing it that way.
Yeah. So I try and cut down to like, what I'm going to do next time is I'm going to try and cut down to like 215 and then carb load the night before.
Yeah.
That way I'm safe.
Like extra under.
Yeah. That way I'm not like depleted when I go out there,
Yeah. There's a supplement called, I don't know if you've heard of Carbolin. Oh, yeah. I'll show it to you. I got some over there, but it's liquid carbs. And they have it flavored too, but it's a powder. It's like 50 grams. And they absorb pretty quickly. Like some slower, some quicker absorbing. So like I typically, right now I'm prepping, so I'm just like pretty much fucking keto right now. But I'll drink that with my pre-workout, man. I'm just like, I feel full and pumped. Nice. Yeah, I'll check. That'd probably be something really good to try next time before, because you're just going to get it in there real quick too.
Yeah, I've done some of the, recently I've been messing around with the like baby rice.
Baby rice?
Yeah, just throw it in like water before a lift. And, like 30 minutes before you lift, and it just fucking gives you good fucking carbs.
What is that stuff called again? Like the baby, it's like something.
It's cheap as shit, too.
It's cheap as shit?
It just comes in like a little fucking, you just pour it in your protein drink and
good to go?
Yeah.
That'll work too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. So with jiu-jitsu, we'll get back to the jiu-jitsu part. I still want to catch up. So you're working, you got your business, you got jiu-jitsu going on. Anything else up there?
Where's up there, by the way?
Well,
I'm from Maryland.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Maryland. I forgot, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our furthest guess. I don't know. Is that further than South Carolina?
Yeah.
I don't.
But last time
Like right here, it's like this way.
Yeah.
when I said that about Shane, you mentioned that Brad had came in from Florida, so I don't know.
Oh, but then Steve's come from Colorado,
Yeah, so I guess.
so he's got everybody.
Yeah,
beat.
he's probably Steve's probably got the winner there. But so Maryland is where you guys live.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know, I always thought Maryland was just like, I don't know. I just thought of like cities and shit. But like where y'all are at, it's just country as fuck.
pretty country,
It actually
yeah.
looks pretty beautiful out there, man.
Yeah, it's nice.
Super hilly, a lot of mountains.
Yep.
Nice.
We just bought a house out in the Catoctin Mountain area, and it's actually kind of where my wife's from, and it's really pretty out there, and it's quiet, you know, and kind of a, you know, older community, but that's nice, you know, because
a lot of riffraff.
yeah, I mean, Frederick is our bigger city. It's not a huge city, but it's our city in that area, and you know, it's about 15 minutes outside of that, so that's always close. We can
dude.
go get good dinner, and
Got some land and shit.
we got about an acre and a half.
Yeah. That's plenty though, man.
Oh, that's perfect, man.
Like,
yeah.
especially when most houses are in like such a small plot, and then you get on an acre and a half, you're like, this is fucking huge.
Yeah.
It's a
nice.
game changer, man. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I just bought a tractor, man. It was fucking like, just, I don't know. It's just fucking cool as shit. Like, and it's not even a big tractor, but I'm like, I got a fucking tractor.
I got a tractor.
Fucking, like, total flex, you know?
Hell yeah. You got like the hat for it and shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
You go to the store, man,
yeah.
people know.
Yeah.
He's got a tractor too, baby. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Good shit, dude. That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Congrats on that, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's a big move.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in, like, I live right across the street. It's like not half a mile. My house is half
really?
a mile from here. So it's pretty, I mean, it's convenient because I'm like right here. So it's literally 2 spots I go most of the week, you know? So keeps everything nice and close. But that's the goal for us in the next year is to get some land and move outward.
Yep.
You know, a little bit more quiet. But this is like the pretty toned down area of Murfreesboro. Like this is the very far outskirts of Murfreesboro. And then you get into Manchester and stuff like that. So I like being out here because it gets pretty busy down, you know, downtown and stuff. Because Murfreesboro it's pretty big city. Yeah. You know, not like Nashville. I couldn't live down there. A little too crazy. I know people that live downtown. I'm like, I don't know how the fuck you do it.
Hell no, not in a million years.
Yeah. We're staying on Broadway. It's not right down in like the shit, but you know, it's still pretty, there's bars that are bouncing until 3, 4 in the morning, you know, and, but we lived down in Frederick City for a while. So, you know, we're kind of used to that a little bit. And we wanted to be close to this stuff when we came down here to visit. So,
oh yeah, that's dope, man. I hope y'all are enjoying it. It's awesome to have y'all here in this area. I only go to Nashville for food nowadays because I'm kind of past like the bars down there. But if you're not from here, it's worth checking out. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, the live music's fucking awesome, man. We're having a great time with that.
Yeah, you can find some good stuff. Like not all of it's like fucking pop country. Yeah, you know, there's some bars that have like good shit.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of. So last night we ended up at Kid Rock's bar. And there was this fucking awesome band playing, dude. They were like really good.
I think I saw your story. Yeah. The guy was like fucking,
dude,
he was
rocking,
shredding.
Man, they were awesome. We like left for a little while and went to a few other places. And I'm like, we got to go back there. These fucking people suck. And we like love old school country and shit. Like, and we wanted to hear a lot of that. You know what I mean?
There's not as much of it.
No.
They'll play some like Alan Jackson. Then they're playing some kind of 90s pop, like grunge shit. And we're like, we came here to hear fucking country music. You know what I mean? Like, why are they fucking playing Blink 182?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where like the outlaw country bars are.
Yeah,
I wish I could have found them for you. I don't know. I'll put a message out.
They're not on Broadway, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. Like East Nashville or something. I don't know. Anyways.
All those bars are for people that are visiting.
Yeah, definitely.
They're not.
Yeah.
That's the thing about how it's gotten now. You know, all of them are either Kid Rocks or there's a dozen country music bars, like country music singer bars, branded bars down there.
And then they'll get like a request. What they're doing is that they're get like somebody will be like, well, play Freebird. Yeah. They're like, all right, you all want to hear Freebird? We play the best fucking Freebird ever. How many times did we hear that? Probably 2 or 3 times, right? And they're like, we need $100 to play Freebird.
Oh my!
Send us a Venmo and
Wow.
and then they pass out this bucket. I'm like, dude, I'm paying $15 a fucking beer in here, man. Just play fucking Freebird if you want to hear it,
Dude, I've been at a bar.
That's a big no-no.
I'm like, play some fucking Slayer, like I'm not going to go too black metal or whatever. That Slayer, all these musicians might know.
Yeah.
And they won't do it because it's not a crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
But you'll get the drummer for a second. He'll be hitting the drums and he'll look at you like, yeah, I'm fucking. And then he'll stop though.
Yeah.
He looks at you like, I would do it if I could.
And I'm just like, I'm getting all amped up, but you can tell, these guys really want to fucking play some Slayer, but they might not get to play at that bar again.
Yeah.
It sucks, man. Yeah. So I'm like, screw it. They might play Metallica though. I've got them to do that before.
Yeah, I think we heard Metallica last night.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a little bit of a medium, right?
Yeah.
So Hank, let's bring it back, dude.
Yeah.
Tell us about where do you come from, man? Like, are you from Maryland?
Yeah, I am. I grew up in Maryland and like a small town called Damascus, and just kind of moved out of there because that town sucked, and was getting in a lot of trouble actually. Fucking just running with the wrong people and shit after high school, and was like, I need to get the fuck out of this town. Then I moved to Frederick, and I didn't know anybody, which it's not that far away, but it was far enough away to keep me out of trouble.
Do you have a good family life and stuff like that? You close with your parents, or?
So I was raised by my mother. My dad, my parents split probably when I was 1 or something. My dad was in fucking prison for 2 or 3 years, and my mom basically raised me. But I'm cool with my dad now. Like he's always had like drug and drinking issues.
Yeah.
Pretty much my whole life. We didn't like have that close of a relationship, but he tried a little bit, I guess, but he was just like, in jail or in rehab a lot. And
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. But he would write, I still have like letters that he like wrote me from prison and shit, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
He tried, I think, as much as you could. I mean, like looking back on it as now I'm a father, and it's like, why the fuck didn't he try harder?
Yeah, of course. Because you seem like you're pretty fucking intentional. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but a lot also, when I had kids, I was like, I'm not going to fucking put my kids through what my dad put me through. Well, that's fine.
Jesus Christ, dude. Shaking the whole thing. Sorry, I've been guilty. My alarm goes off like every other episode because I forget to turn them off. I'm like, fuck. Anyways.
So yeah, man, just
it's just you learned a lot from him.
Oh, sure, yeah, man. And he's, we're close now, pretty close. I mean, he lives in Texas now, so we're as close as we can be with him being, however many states away.
Yeah.
But I've been down to see him a couple times, and the motorcycle I ride now was his.
Okay.
And he wasn't riding it anymore. He's in his 60s now, so I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, he's like. And I had a bike before and then got rid of it. And then I was kind of looking for a new one. He was like, you want this bike, boy? Just come down here and get this fucking thing. And I'm like.
So you did.
So I did.
Yeah.
I think he thought I was going to just like drive my truck and like trailer it home or fucking. I was like, I'm flying down there. I'm riding that shit back.
That's the way to fucking do it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I did that when I moved from Florida to Nashville. Like I had left my bike because I had to throw all I packed like the night before. I went out for like my last bang, and I didn't pack anything, so I was fucked up, and I had to leave town like 7 or 8 the next morning. And so I just like threw everything in trash bags and just threw it in my I had like a 1992 door BMW with no AC, a broken window, and I fucking drove it up, and then I flew down, and dude, that was like one of the best rides.
Awesome.
That's the best. That's one thing I miss with riding is those long distance hauls, man. I don't miss the around town shit.
Yeah.
Obviously that got me fucked up. But those long hauls, man, where you're just on the interstate for just fucking hauling ass, man. There's nothing like that.
Yeah.
But riding's pretty much out of the cards for me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw you were in did you go to New Orleans recently?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ugh. It's not my favorite.
Yeah.
Like New Orleans seems cool. Like, so I drove down on Friday morning at 5 a.m., 8 hours, went and saw Brett at his hotel. When 8, got ready at my hotel downtown, then went to Brett's fight till midnight. And so like it was just nonstop. And then we went, I'm like 2 blocks away from Bourbon, so we decided to go to Bourbon.
Of course.
bourbon at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, I would not suggest ever. Yeah. Like I almost regret going. It was just disgusting. Just the energy you felt there. It was just like, ugh. Yeah. You know, it's so dirty and just like trashy. And I don't mean to like knock anybody from New Orleans, but it's just that spot, man. It was so bad. And then I left, I slept 2 hours and drove back at 6:30 the next morning, 8 hours.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I had to be, I'd planned on being back for want to get back to my nephew's birthday. I don't know. It's important to me, man. I like to be present as much as possible. So,
well, like, when I came back on that motorcycle trip, I hit New Orleans. I got a buddy that lives down there and he was like, yeah, dude, come fucking hang out for a little bit. But it was during COVID. So,
I heard it was bad during COVID.
It was like everything was fucking shut down. Yeah. And, I mean, we had a good time because he knew places to go.
They got all those. Did you check out the fucking cemeteries?
No, I did not.
See, I wish I would check that. Did you see them? Those massive. Oh man, on the side of the interstate, man. There's these cemeteries that are just massive. Bro. Really? Yeah, like on each side of the road. This episode is brought to you by Relentless Pursuit. Check us out and show us some support at relentlesspursuitlifestyle.com. Check out our Instagram at relentless_pursuit. Our headquarters Instagram at relentlesspursuit_HQ. Check out all the podcasts. We're on all platforms. Please like, share, subscribe, and review. Please help us get it out there and keep this baby rolling. If you're interested in sponsoring the podcast, definitely hit us up at relentlesspursuitlifestyle@gmail.com. We can, this podcast is growing like crazy. We can get your business out there. It's a great opportunity. And also check out my man, Logan Hyder at Cinema83 LLC on Instagram for all your production and editing needs. It's the cleanest I've said it ever.
Sounded good, man.
Fuck.
Sounded real good.
I fuck up a lot on these things. Did it? It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
Damn. I'm getting into it, man. Yeah. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
I jack up a lot, dude. He's got so many clips of me just fucking up intros and stuff.
Yeah, but
I
would tear it up too.
Dude, the thing is, I love this though. Yeah. Like, I get so excited. Like, I love just talking to people and like just putting it out there. Mm-hmm. It's cool. And like, I've talked about this with past guests. Is like, it's cool, man. It's a legacy thing. Like,
sure,
your great grandchildren can get on YouTube and look up this episode.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, dude, this is my fucking ancestor.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like, talking.
Yeah.
How fucking cool is that?
Fucking radical.
Yeah. And like, so this like gives all these people the opportunity to do that. Yeah. Like, it's just such a cool thing to kind of realize about what podcasts do. Like, it's just crazy to think like how it's going to impact people 100 years from now.
Yeah.
The 100%. Things we're talking about today.
Yeah.
My grandfather has Parkinson's, and he's had it for like 10 years or so, and he has a real hard time carrying on conversations, and he's just like, he wobbles when he walks and shit. And like, I made the comment the other day to my dad, and he said it was sad, but it's true. I don't really remember him before he was, I really don't much that I can recall, at least. And so, like, if you had a video, just video in general. Podcasting is obviously a big form of it, but just video content in general is just something that nobody's ever had before. Nobody's ever grown up with like the kind of access to the tools that we have. Yeah. So it'll be interesting, like you said, whenever you have grandkids and people can watch you whenever you were in your 20s or your 30s. Like,
if there's a great, there's that many. It might just be AI creatures running around.
Yeah.
They'd be like, Joe was my ancestor. I'm like, no, you are a fucking robot.
You're something
Chill
else.
Chill out. Hell yeah.
I don't know where we were in his story.
So he was getting into, you talked about, you and your dad's relationship, you getting that motorcycle, hauling back.
Yep.
And then from there, man. So, just a little bit.
Yeah. So I don't know. We were, so I got the bike and rode. So went to New Orleans, but it kind of sucked because it was during COVID. And then just rode that shit back all the way to Maryland. And, that was cool. My father and I have a decent relationship now. And, other than that, I mean, man, we got a family. My wife and I, my beautiful wife here, we got married last August.
Yeah, congrats on that, man.
Yeah, and between the two of us, we have 3 children. I have 2 boys, and she has a boy from our prior relationships. And it's awesome, man. We're like, got a fucking really cool blended family. 3 boys running around all the time and shit.
Nice, dude.
And they're absolute fucking killers too.
3 boys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be stuck with 3 girls.
Yeah.
Everybody says it, and like, man, we got Ozzy on the way. She'll be here in less than 2 fucking months now.
Dude, it's crazy.
And it's just like, damn, dude. Like, I don't know, man. I can't even really calculate it. But last night I was just in the shower and I was just thinking about it. I'm like, damn, dude. Like, My little girl's about to be here.
Yeah,
it's the fucking coolest thing.
I love it, man.
Yeah, man. I always wanted to be a girl dad.
Yeah.
So, you know, if I have a boy, that'd be badass too. But, you know, I could see myself getting stuck with a few girls and I'd still be fucking happy,
Absolutely,
man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all I want is healthy children anyways, but yeah, that's cool. How old are your kids?
My oldest is 7 and my youngest is 4, almost 5.
Nice.
5 this next month. And then her son is 3, almost 4.
Sweet. Man.
So yeah, man, it's really cool.
Y'all gonna have any?
I don't know. We talked about it, but maybe.
The pregnancy part's the tough part, right? Is that,
Yeah.
That's Lydia's over being pregnant, man.
Well, she's got a lot of like, man, like so since she met me, you know, I got her into lifting and shit, and man, she's just like a maniac now. You know, she's like,
like I've created a monster.
Yeah. So she's like addicted to that too.
Oh yeah,
I have to. And then that's the thing about like I'm always like back and forth. I was like, well, I'm not gonna be able to like lift, you know, as much or
it's killing Lydia. Yeah, I'll be here and she's like, Joe, I feel like shit. I can't make it. And she wants to be here and train, but like, yeah, man, it's hard.
She's got some other stuff going on.
Yeah, she's had high blood pressure and like gestational diabetes.
Just like
symptoms.
training versus like creating a human being inside of her body.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, she tries to stay as active as possible.
Sure.
But fortunately we got our own gym.
Yeah.
So we can set up our baby in a pack and play and like we can do everything we need to. So afterward, because we're going to have our wedding in November. And so after that, obviously she's going to be motivated for the dress and just to be feeling good. So she's going to be plugging away. We're going to be getting after it. So yeah, man, kids, dude, that's awesome. Man, how old are you?
I just turned 40. Damn. Yeah. Getting up there.
Grandpa.
Yeah, man.
When'd you turn 40?
February. Yeah, beginning of February.
Dude, 40, man.
Yeah.
You just turned.
I just turned 25 yesterday.
Whoa, okay, Hank. You're liking them young.
Yeah. Robbing the cradle.
Hell yeah.
Whoa, okay.
Whoa, okay. no, I'm just fucking with you, man.
She keeps me young, man.
Yeah,
like,
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
She like even last night we're like out of Nashville, and I'm like, it's like 2:00. I'm like, all right, I'm fucking done with this place. She's like, I'm just getting started.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not
damn
going
it,
to
I'm
bed.
fucking 40 years old. I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, I remember 25, man, and I was just getting started at 2 a.m. as well. But nowadays, I'm like, God, dude, I can't even hold my eyes open.
It. I know.
I went to the woods last weekend, or it was the weekend before. I don't know. And I do a yearly mushroom trip.
Yeah.
So I go out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I just take I ate a whole chocolate bar. It was like 4 grams.
By yourself?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's really like a self-growth thing.
Yeah.
I did it after my last relationship. I went in the woods just a few days after and ate a heavy dose.
I think I heard you talking about that.
Yeah, and I went through a fucking heavy thing.
Wow.
And then so last weekend I went out to this spot and my life's so different now. And it was great. It wasn't like this heavy fucking, I definitely was at this overlook. These trees were just moving. I was like, fuck, this is so awesome. Yeah. And then I sat by the fire, man, and you'll get a trip out of this. And sat by the fire and I was working through some things, but just nothing bad. I was just talking to myself and, it wasn't emotional like that one time. I mean, and I realized dude, my life's in a totally, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm fucking happy, know, and I've worked through my shit and I've confronted it and all that stuff. That being said, I was cold and I was like, it was 39 degrees. I was like, fuck this. I'm not cold. And I stood up and just ripped my clothes off. So I was in my underwear and I started chanting, doing chants like the Gayatri mantra and stuff.
Shit, nice.
And I was like, I looked down in the woods and I was like, dude, I have night vision. I was like, I'm a goddamn werewolf. And I just took off through the woods, man. And I'm just running around the woods.
Buck-ass naked.
Yeah, just in my underwear, just
Sasquatch Joe.
Yeah, dude. Luckily, I rented all the campsites, so I had the whole area to myself. Cool. And I ran out to the overlook. I literally was howling. I was howling at the sky. I was like, I feel so fucking alive right now. I was like,
Mushrooms
I am
are the best,
god.
Man.
Dude, I'm telling you, it was the best trip ever, and it was just me.
Mushrooms are the shit, man.
Yeah, man, they really are, man. It was a blast. And then I but the time goes by real slow.
Yeah.
So I fucking got over there and I sat and I chilled. I was just listening to music. I threw some ribeyes on iron skillet, cooked up some ribeyes. I was eating butter off the stick.
Yeah.
It's the Kerrygold butter. It's the good stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, man, this is so good. I'm eating butter and drinking wine. And I ate those steaks. And then I was like, dude, I'm about to pass out. My trip was over because I started tripping at 4 p.m. And I started walking in the hammock. And I was like, man, it's got to be like 3 a.m. It was like 10:30. I was like, oh, shit. And I passed out till like 6:30 in the morning. I was like, I woke up, though, and I felt so fucking amazing. Yeah. It was great, dude. It was great.
It sounds fun, man. I've never done that, like, solo trip.
It's a year thing. Every year, man, I wanted to go back in January. Just there's been so much going on. So I had this weekend to like, okay, I can go.
Yeah.
So, and I want to do it obviously before the baby gets here.
So you're doing it this weekend coming up?
No, I did it like last weekend.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
cool.
I'll go again like next year or something. It was the weekend before last, but yeah, dude, definitely try it out, man.
Okay.
Take a note from that book, man. I know Jake did it too. And it was just a powerful experience for him as well.
Yeah.
And you might fucking go werewolf.
Yeah.
It was crazy, dude.
Sounds cool,
I could
man.
see the branches in the middle of the night. I was like, oh, shit. I felt agile as shit. It was great. But anyways. So, talk about that, though, man. There's some subjects you wanted to tap on. So, y'all have gotten married. Y'all got married last year in Vegas, right?
No, we got engaged in Vegas.
Oh, you got engaged in Vegas. That's right.
Yeah.
And then you had your wedding. I remember the photos.
Yep. We got married in a nice place and had a lot of good friends there. And it was a great party, man. Fucking rode the bike in and out of there and shit. Actually,
I saw that.
Yeah, my dad actually got it. Like, he's like, oh, right. So, like, I completely when he gave me the bike, I completely.
I love when you do your dad.
Yeah. No, that's how he sounds. That's how he sounds.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I could like completely change the bike after he gave it to me. Like, he had fucking like beachcomber bars on there and like fucking like all this like clown paint and shit. And I was like, fuck that shit. I just fucking rattle canned black and put fucking apes on there. Well, risers actually. But anyways, it's just completely different. I put like extended controls, so it's because I'm taller. You know? So he gets on. He's like, it's at my wedding now. He's fucking lit drunk at this point, And he's like, I'm gonna ride this fucking thing. I'm gonna get on this thing. He gets on and fucking just drops it right there in front of everybody. Shit.
At the wedding.
It just got quiet.
Yeah. You're like, everybody's
what
laughing.
The hell was
shit.
that?
Yeah.
That's funny as shit.
Had to go pick it up. He's like, my ankle, goddamn it.
That's funny as shit, dude.
Is this even my bike anymore? Fuck you do this thing.
The balance is off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some kind of excuse.
I'm like, it has nothing to do with the fucking 15 vodkas you've had yet today.
The operator.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I love it. And then, so with the marriage thing, man, what's important about that too? Like you seem to have very, like we said, we relate in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
So you seem like a very traditional thing.
Yeah,
so what keeps y'all going, man? What's special about it?
When we met, we both, she was married before and I was with, my ex, but we weren't married. We were engaged. And, when we met, we were from the beginning, we were very intentional about what we wanted and how we wanted to run a family. And, I want to say I was very selective and, like trying to find a mate, you know what I mean? That would be a life mate.
Yeah.
And, put a lot of demands on her. Basically, it was like, look, you don't have to work. I'll do all that shit. You just got to help me take care of the house and the kids and the cleaning and the cooking. And, and she's like, okay, I'm down for that. So, she does all that shit, man. She makes me breakfast every morning and puts the plate in front of me and cleans it up and packs my lunch every day and, cooks me dinner. And
it's a very traditional, like, relationship. Like, and that's how I grew up. Like, my grandparents basically raised me and just seeing how my grandma was with my grandfather, like back, you know what I mean? Like she would just do everything around the house and he would work. And I think just me being brought up like that really was ingrained in me. And I wanted to like continue that. That's just how I think it should be. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I agree. Yeah. I think there's a big problem. Like, the traditional way has gone downhill.
Yeah.
It's so far from everything else. And so like, it's very important to uphold those things, and you get a lot of girls though that come up in that lifestyle, but they don't like it, or they just go complete opposite, but I'm the same way. I told my woman, I said, listen, like, I don't want you to work unless you want to.
Yeah.
If you got something you want to pursue, that's on you, but it shouldn't be required, and that's my goal with my business and everything is be able to provide for our family. And definitely if she wants to fucking do some real estate and stuff, have fun with that, but I don't want her to have to work like a 9 to 5,
And she does that. She has a job, it's like a part-time gig. and it keeps her busy, gives her something to do and some walking cash and all, you know, and it helps a little bit with, you know, I don't have to, you know, she wants to go get her nails done or another tattoo, you know, like she can pay for her own way on some of that stuff, you know what I mean?
The extras.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
The fun stuff.
You know, but it's a lot to run a household, man, you know, like, you know,
I think it's the most beautiful job. It's the most important job.
yeah. And like, you know, if both of y'all are out working all the time, like, you know, the house looks like shit and, you know, you're trying to cook and, you know, everybody's tired all the time, you know, but, you know, she takes care of all that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And then everything else is influencing your children more than you guys are.
Yeah.
But that happening because we want to do like, you know, we want that and we want to have homeschooling and stuff like we want to be able to homeschool and all that shit, you know,
Nice,
that's important.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't trust it all.
Yeah. You know, so my kids are with my ex most of the time. So
Okay.
she has them going to school and there's not like, I can't homeschool, you know what I mean? I work, you know, and, you know, she may explore that at some time, but our schools are pretty good where we're at too. I mean, we're not, you know, we're not in the city, so it's
a little better.
Somewhat of like a conservative area.
It's a conservative area with, you know, traditional values, you know, so we're not too concerned about it.
So there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And your kids are close by. Both
Yeah.
y'all, right?
Yeah.
Do you have your kid most of the time?
Oh yeah, I have him all the time, but he does go spend time with his dad like on some weekends.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
he's with us all the time.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, it's, you know, that's basically our life, you know what I mean? We,
And I think like us each like having our roles and knowing what our role is and the stuff that we need to take care of,
What,
like
gender roles?
it makes us like appreciate
Don't say
each
that.
other. You
Don't
know
say
what I
that.
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no.
it makes us just know what you know.
Yeah.
You're doing that. You're going out and working and you know providing, and then I can appreciate that from you, and vice versa with what I do. You know.
Yeah, it does make you like recognize those things more. Like you know, I'm a big words of affirmation person. Like I like to hear from my significant other that like, you know, what they think about me or whatever. And
Right.
Lydia's just like, you know, you just like going out there, like you're working your ass off and you do not settle. Like you go all out for what your dream. And she's like, and I find it just so attractive and I love that about you. And I'm like, I'm like, yes, dude. Like that's energy for like the next 5 days. You know what I'm saying? But like that means a lot. But then I recognize what she does for me. I mean, one, she's carrying our baby, which to me is like, I'm always like, I'm proud of you. And she's like, for what? And I'm like, you're creating this. And I'm
human.
like, like that's the fucking coolest thing.
Oh, yeah, man.
But also she's still cooking me dinner and prepping my food and all that stuff. I mean, it's great. It keeps the house clean.
Yeah.
You know, I do what I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's awesome. I wouldn't have it any other way, honestly.
Yeah. It's, it works for us. And, you know, we love it. We have a good time, man. And we try and travel, you know. Went to Iceland.
For our honeymoon
Yeah, went to Iceland last, what was that?
last August.
Yeah.
That was your honeymoon?
Yeah.
That's actually what we're going to do.
Are you?
I was supposed to go to
cool.
Iceland in 2020, June 2020, and then like a month before they canceled my flights because of fucking COVID. So I haven't been able to go.
Yeah.
You'll love it there.
So yeah, we're gonna
awesome.
we're probably gonna go next year.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
awesome. We had a good time.
Yeah, man, I can't fucking wait.
Yeah.
Did y'all? How long did y'all stay out there?
there about a week.
Yeah.
Maybe
It was like a long
5
week.
days.
Nice.
Not a full week, but
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of cool stuff there to see.
Yeah.
How's the food?
It's a lot of like fish and lamb.
Yeah. They don't like have cows and shit out there. Like, I mean, they
Yeah.
do, but not like here.
So you
know,
can't
they don't
go
have
get like a
cattle
ribeye.
industry. Yeah. I mean,
No, but you can get horse.
Yeah.
We ate like horse.
it's called foal.
How is a horse?
It was
Oh, it
delicious.
was so good.
Really?
yeah.
It was awesome.
That's common in most like Scandinavian countries too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are like, oh my god, a horse, but I'm like, that's actually pretty common in a lot of European countries.
They call it foal, and it's like so.
Yeah, because it's like the
it's-
baby
it's
horse.
It's a foal is a under-year-old horse. But I assume that they farm them for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess it's not a whole lot different than eating a cow. You know what I mean? But
It's not.
and then we had some whale.
Oh yeah,
That was pretty good, too.
different. I didn't like that.
It's like a minke whale or something. It's not, you know.
Something.
I'm sure they farm for those too.
It was like a whale steak,
whale steak.
but it
yeah.
was like
Worth trying.
Oh, it was
yeah,
awesome.
it's
I'll try.
It was
and
delicious.
puffin
Yeah, okay.
too.
Totally eat it.
I probably like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna eat everything while I'm there.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty much what we did. Yeah.
But I heard it's expensive, like the food and everything. Like, or I heard beers or alcohol is definitely really pricey.
I mean,
I think everything was.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it's but you also don't tip, you know, so you save on that.
Okay.
But then like the money's fucking whack, man. Like it was like we go to dinner and they're like $16,000. 16 what?
Yeah. We like went out and it wasn't even like a really super nice place. Yeah. And like they're ringing us up and what do they use? Kroner. That's like their currency. They're like 16,000 kroner. Yeah. And I look at him and I'm like, how much is that? Like, how much did we just spend? We had no idea. Like, I had to like get the app to like constantly translate. Kept checking,
like make sure we weren't getting taken and shit. You know,
they could have totally like been ripping us off. And
for the first couple of days, then we kind of figured it out.
That's how it was in Asia, and I think in Asia, like some countries, it's like up in the millions. You know, like 1 million, 1.5 million this, and it just sounds so.
Yeah, it sounds weird.
Bizarre.
Like I'm spending millions right now, but no, it's just like you know, $50.
I took $1,000 in cash to the like currency exchange, and they gave me like $100,000 or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. Thanks for $100,000. You know,
it's just wild, dude. That's so cool. Yeah, man. We're definitely gonna check it out. I'll ask you if I need any spots to hit up, but I think we're gonna do I want to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Try to do that.
We did the Golden Circle. That day was really their weather's like very you know, like hit or miss. Like in the mornings it would be like nice, and then all of a sudden like in the middle of the day it would just get fucking cold and rainy and windy.
Foggy.
Like,
the wind was
wind was crazy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've never like been anywhere where it was so windy.
You gotta be prepared.
Yeah, definitely. We probably I underestimated like the clothes that we should have brought, and I didn't bring like hiking boots and shit, but there's like if you want to go see shit, you got to hike.
Yeah.
So like I just had like my regular fucking. I mean, I had boots, but not like.
And like rain gear, like everyone was wearing like rain gear, like rain pants and everything. And we're outside trying to hike in jeans, and it's like raining sideways, windy.
Yeah,
it was unbearable.
Yeah. So I got some good trekking gear from some of my stuff, so definitely bringing that shit. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Well, Iceland it is, and like that's important too to travel. And you know, we even talk about like when we have our daughter, you know, bringing her like she's gonna go to all of my Relentless pursuit events and stuff like that. It's like she's coming into our life.
Yeah.
You know? So like, things are going to change, but we don't need to completely change our lives. Like, you know, let's show her what our life's like instead of just like fucking slowing down, not doing nothing, you know, and be intentional about traveling, man. I mean, your significant other can be your best friend, dude. Yep. It's real deal. And like, you know, you can actually have fucking fun with them, you know, cause I'm never going to be one of those, I hate to say it, one of those losers that are sitting at the fucking bar, you know, watching the game, talking about their wife being a bitch and they can't, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's so common, and it's just like, I don't even like want to be around people like that. Then what are you doing? Yeah. Like, why are you just suffering for no reason? Yeah. Or is she? Yeah. So yeah, man, it's pretty cool. Yeah. And like you said, it's all about the intention, like going into it. And I remember when she and I met, just being very intentional. Like, I didn't give a fuck. I was like, hey, this is like who I am. This is the things I'm a part of. This is the things I believe in. This is what I stand for. This is what I'm looking for. Like one day to get married with kids and all this stuff. Yeah. I just put it all out there. Yeah. Because worst case, she's gonna be like, I'm not about that. Yeah. Okay, well, we can just handle this now then. Yeah. But no, like same page from day one. Yeah. So it fucking works out. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And I mean, even like in the wolf cult shit, you know, like that was, you know, for her, bringing her into that. And it was, you know, kind of a, you know,
I did not know what to expect.
Again, I experience for her, you know, and I'm like, look, this is what I do.
I had
this
no
is
idea
part
what
of
I was
me.
getting into.
You know, and this is what, you know, I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I'm like oath to these guys. Yeah. You know, so
I'd explain that too. Yeah.
You know, this is part of me. So if you want to be like, if you want to roll with me, this is what you're going to be, like, you know, into. So, and she loves it, you know, and she fits in well.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure when I met her the first time, I was like, I'm in a cult. But of course, like she was like, so what is that? Yeah. And I explained all to her. She's like, hey, that's part of who you are. I'll never try to change it, you know. And like I said, she even wants to bring our newborn to Midsummer, and I'm like, that's cool, you know. But at first, it was like first time around, she didn't know what to expect, you know. Like we did this thing for Midsummer, we're all chanting runes into a tree, and like afterwards, she's like, I don't know, I just saw my boyfriend like praying to a tree. Yeah. Like to her, that's what it looked like. And I'm like, oh, well, let me explain the intention behind that, right? Yeah. But it's just funny because she's just clueless to it all. Yeah. But, you know, she really respects it and appreciates it and has my back, you know what I'm saying? And that's all I can ask for. I don't, you know, she doesn't have to believe in my ways, right? Yeah. But, you know, we just need that mutual respect and appreciation. So that's important, man. And it's hard to find that, man. Yep. A lot of women just like, or a lot of people in general just like stray away from that shit because of like, just freaks them out.
Well, I think also like our age gap too, like, you know, I was able to like women that are older, they wouldn't probably like adhere to a lot of the ways that I am. And,
easier because I'm young.
And I could like manipulate her a little bit.
We joke about that a lot. Like you just molded me into what you wanted, and because
just indoctrinate her.
Yeah, I mean, hell, that's one way to do it though. But it worked out.
Direction. She needed direction. She was just drifting out there in the world.
She was lost, and then she found old Hank, and she was like, you know what? Fucking A, I know exactly what I want. That's funny.
Pretty much,
dude. I mean, that's cool though, man.
Yeah,
I think my girl's a few years older than you, so she was a little more set, but like still like super open minded and just. I don't know, man. All I got to do really is just treat her well, respect her, and all those things, and work my ass off. And
where'd you guys meet?
It's easy. Man, she hit me up on Instagram, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. She hit me on Instagram. Yeah. She had just followed me like that day. I guess someone local tagged me and something. She was like, "Oh, okay, let's check this guy out."
Yeah.
Sweet pea, and then she DM'd and she like just reacted to it, like a mountain photo I posted, and I sent a couple messages because this was like right when I met, like right before our first date, and I was on mushrooms, so I didn't say much. I was like, I don't want to fuck this up. And then like we started messaging, and then we ended up grabbing some drinks down the road. This place called the Goat, and man, I walked in, I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
I was like, I knew. I was like, this is it. I just got that feeling. I could get that energy. And then after talking to her and just like I said, being intentional, stating like who I am and what I'm about. Hey, this is a part of my life. It always will be.
Yeah.
I have an oath there. This is my spiritual beliefs. This is what I do. She was all for it. And I was like, even more afterward, I was even more like, all right, cool. And then it was history, man, after that.
I think it's important for guys like us to like, especially if you're going to like, meet somebody or somebody's going to be in your life. We just have to put it out there and just tell them like what we're about. Like, this is it. And if you're not into it, like move on because this is the way.
You know what I mean? You like get to know somebody and put the effort and stuff into it, and then it comes out, and then they're not about it, and then you've wasted your time.
But it's cool too because it also narrows like the number. Like I guess what's available out there, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Totally.
Because like. There's not going to be a whole lot of women out there that really are like, okay, that's a part of your life forever. Like, I'm going to be a part of it and you and everything. So it just narrows the playing field,
it's
right?
It's like a filter, like you're filtering out, narrowing down, filtering out.
Yeah. That's a perfect word for it.
Yeah. Filtering it out.
Yeah.
So then you you find the real rare ones.
Yeah.
So we both got, man.
Yeah.
We both got it, bro.
Yeah, man.
I love it, man. I love that shit.
Yeah.
That's important, man. And speaking of wolf cults.
Yeah.
Let's kind of like emphasize, because Brett and I talked about this a little bit. We talked about the Haril and stuff. To you, what is that? Explain.
Man,
what is the wolf cult? And historically, it's got context. Thousands of years ago.
I mean, I think it just has a spiritual context of paganism, but it's also for us, it's a brotherhood.
Yeah,
and it's very important for one of the things like even. Growing up and seeing my dad was a biker and he was, around a bunch of like, biker gangs
MCs
and shit like
stuff,
that. Yeah. And so I kind of knew a little bit about that world, and I actually had friends that were in other MCs, and I was somewhat recruited by an MC at one point, but turned it down because I just didn't see it's fucking gay.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Just didn't have, it was just like just drunk guys, you know what I mean? That happened to ride motorcycles and they're calling themselves brothers or whatever. And but then when I, discovered this world, it was like, there's a lot more meaning to it. And, it's we talk a lot about just, giving life purpose and, always being intentional and, just driving forward, all of us, rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah. And, holding each other accountable.
Yeah.
Helping each other through shit.
Yeah.
All the things, man.
Yeah, man. And the brotherhood is like just something that until you experience it, until you're into it and you are, so you understand it's so powerful and it's, changed my life in a lot of ways and nothing but positive ways.
I think it's just, it's all like, not only is it a spiritual path, but there's like, it's just a lifestyle. It's a mindset, man. It changes so many things.
Yeah.
Like a big part of finding the wolf path, right, is like helped me find exactly who I am.
Yeah.
It just narrowed it down. You know what I'm saying? I was like, holy shit. And you can just feel it, you know, and it's not something that's common for everybody. But I always say there's people that have a calling.
Yeah.
You know, I had a guy say, like, if someone wanted to be a part of like what you do or whatever, like, you know, or your beliefs, like, what would you say to convert me? Like, I'm Christian, so this is what I would say, right? Like, and I was like, man, it's not that simple here, though. Like, this is just, it's more of a calling. It comes from the inside. I can't really say, hey, just go read this book. This is what you follow. These are the rules, right? And because that's kind of how he said it. I said, it's just not that simple.
Yeah.
You know, you got to get around it, and like your heart's got to be called to this whole path, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it's one of the best things ever. And yeah, that brotherhood is special. I mean, I'd die for these guys.
Yeah.
You know, and I know they would do the same for me.
Absolutely.
So, and that's rare because I was around the MC stuff for a while, and I don't know. I met a lot of good people, and nothing against them. It's just like same thing, dude. It was just a lot of people were just fucked up.
Yeah.
And raising hell, and we'd go out, you know, and like, you know, to be let's just fucking stare people down and like shoulder check them and just be like this threat. And like, you know, but then I got my brothers, and we're down at the Gulf, we're all in fucking neon silkies and tank tops, walking around like drinking, you know, fruity drinks, and like we're some killers, right? But we're not acting like it. We're just having a fucking good time.
Yeah.
But it's real brotherhood, man. Like we're worried about our connection, not what how everybody else perceives us. So it's very important, man. It's in a totally different world because I kind of, you know, obviously I was drawn to, you know, the operation and everything by like I saw the aesthetic, and I was like, I love black metal.
Yeah.
I'm getting into paganism.
Yeah.
Oh, I love, you know, I ride a Harley. I was like, that looks pretty cool, and there's more to it.
Yeah.
So I went around. I was like, fuck yeah, this is the way, you know. And then obviously I haven't been out there in a while or seen those dudes, but you know, I'm still on that same path.
Yeah.
We just went our own direction with it, man.
Yeah, sure.
You know, so I think it's fucking great.
Yeah. Man, we have a good time too. It's like, you know, when we have our moods, it's like the funnest shit we ever do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, we're adults with adult money, and we can do radical shit. You know, last time we're like fucking having sword duels and shit. And fucking, one of our guys got these like taser knives. It's like a plastic knife, but it's a taser. Nice. And then we're just like, we're fucking sparring with these things. So,
see, that's some shit we do, man.
It's just fucking so much fun, man. It's just, and I would never have done that with anybody. You know what I mean? And, you know, we just fucking always thinking of fun, cool shit to do. Yeah. And to test ourselves and to, you know, push our limits and, you know, get out of your comfort zones. And, man, it's just so much fun. And, you know, just having the brotherhood is like fucking best thing I've ever been a part of, man.
Exactly, man. You know? And this, Lydia said, y'all are just like big kids.
Yeah.
She said it's funny. Like when y'all are around each other, it's like kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but like kids are willing to take risks and just jump into things because they don't know any better.
Right.
You know, it's the same thing. We're just like, nowadays you just calculate things a little more when you're an adult. But if you're just being fucking free, you know what I'm saying? It's like when I was running around the woods in my underwear and mushrooms, thought I was a fucking wolf. I just like, it was just this energy that was like, Joe, you're alive right now. Just fucking be wild. Yeah. You know, and it's the same thing with your brothers. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Like, but so many people are so reluctant to do that because they're grown. Yeah. You know? But
we also have like, you know, very strict tenets. You know, you got to fucking lift. You got to fight train. Yeah. You know, whether that be boxing or jiu-jitsu or whatever it is. One of our dudes is really getting into the sword stuff, the long sword stuff. And I mean, it's a martial art, you know, so we accept that, and he's fucking awesome with it.
If a dude's got a sword like this, and I'm going to think twice before I throw a fist because I might lose a fist.
He's going to start competing and shit in it too. Like,
no shit.
Yeah. They like wear like full armor and shit and just fucking blast each other.
Is it somebody I know?
His name's Frank. I don't know.
Frank, Hank.
He's not much on like social media and shit, so you might not know him much. He's kind of a ghost. Yeah.
Maybe one of these days.
Yeah. He's a radical dude though. And he just patched in, so we're stoked to have him on board full time and just, you know, and he's super esoteric and knows, you know, the lore really well.
That's important.
Yeah. So and his wife too is you know, on that path too, and she's, you know, she brings a lot to the table as well. And we actually went out to their wedding, and it was in the woods. It was a total fucking crazy pagan fucking wedding in the woods in West Virginia, and like fucking it was awesome, man.
That's so cool, man. Yeah. And he's patched with you guys?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Hell yeah, dude. I got to come see y'all soon.
Yeah, you should, man.
We need to make like a Haree trip up there. We need to swap trips.
Yeah.
Haree goes up, y'all come down.
Yeah, we're doing a ruck. I think it's April 1st. We're doing a ruck event, and we usually try and get people out for that.
April 1st.
Yeah, I know it's soon.
Yeah,
but
we got
like
to fucking
next year or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and we just ruck. We put 40 pounds or whatever you want in a backpack, and
it looks like a good time.
Yeah, we hike about 10 miles and fucking, you know, it's radical, man, and it's a good time. And then we have ritual and party the rest of the night. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. Next year, dude. Yeah, next year.
Sure.
I know this April, April 1st, we got like a baby shower and shit.
Yeah, I know you got a lot of shit going on.
Big baby shower. We got like guests in town. So,
yeah.
And a lot of pink shit. What's that?
A lot of pink shit around.
Yeah, right. A lot of pink shit. But, you know, I'm happy for it, dude. It's all good. Yeah. It's all good stuff. You know, and there's always, that's the thing, man. It's cool because I haven't seen you in a couple years.
Yeah.
And then you just circle back around at some point, man.
Yeah.
It's cool how that works out. Like, here we are just having to cross paths again, and we're fucking recording a podcast and just catching up, really. I mean, this isn't even anything crazy. We're just catching up and talking about things that pertain to us and, like, that we relate on, man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, when we decided to come down here, well, I gave her this trip as a Christmas birthday present, and I was like, oh, we got to hit up fucking Joe. He's in Tennessee. We're gonna fucking hit that dude up, fucking hang out or something, you know. So,
nice. I always see Miranda rocking my shit too.
Oh yeah,
so
she does.
I'm like, yeah.
She totally does. Yeah, she's into it.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that, man. I do appreciate the support too. It's badass. So I love, like, you know, looking at the orders and seeing who's getting the stuff, and I'm like, man, I'm just get so fucking grateful for it, you know. Yeah. So it's really cool.
Yeah, man.
Especially to see from people like that are within the circle I am and in that part of life too. So it's just badass, man.
Yeah, I remember. Maybe it was the last time we hung out there, and I remember you were kind of telling me about this, but maybe you didn't like tell me all about it or whatever. I was like, "What are you gonna do?" And you're like, "Dude, I'm gonna fucking tear it up, man. I'm about to start this fucking kick-ass business, and it's just gonna be lifting and fucking, you know, just complete fucking all in." And I'm like, hell yeah, Joe, man, that's fucking awesome. And you are, dude, man. You're killing it, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I really do. It's been, you know, I mean, I stick to my word. You know, that's my bond, and you know, it's pretty cool. I do get messages like from even people I was in school with at MTSU. You know, like dude from Oregon, he ordered something. He messaged me. He's like, man, I just, like, you said in class that you were starting a brand and like, you're really fucking living it, man. I was like, thanks, dude. You know, and it's just been this crazy road because, like, even at that time I wasn't, you know, I was all about it, but now I was running my business out of my house. And that's why I moved into here. A big part was just like, it didn't feel like enough. Yeah. You know, I was like, that's not Relentless Pursuit doing things for my house. Like, I need to make it more official, you know, and by doing this, like, I put all the chips in and it's stressful. It's like really 10 times more stressful, but going all in is going to put your back against the wall and it's going to force you to go forward, you know, and that's my mindset going into it. And now I got a podcast production that, like, we're getting killer guests in from all over, you know, and they want to be a part of it, you know, like they love the content of it, but also, like, you know, I just wanted to go fucking all out, man. So, hey, man, we're just getting started, baby. Yeah. So we're just keep rolling. I
remember, like, when I quit my job too. Like, I'd been working, you know, obviously for the man for a long time, and man, I just wanted to fucking do something on my own and fucking be my own boss, and, you know, fucking I knew I had the drive and the work ethic, and I remember my boss was like, they wanted to, like, give me a promotion, but then. So I go meet with them, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that sounds good. Like, how about some money? Like, you know, and they're like, well, you want to see how you do. And I was like, no, I'm not fucking doing that. Like, you either pay me, you know. Yeah. And then he's like, well, and I was like, look, and I already had the paper, like, fucking written up 2 weeks, and I was like, I'm out, dude. I'm going to do my own thing.
Dude, doing your own thing is the best, man.
Yeah, and it was like, man, it was hard. Like, I remember just driving away from that meeting being like, man, I just quit my fucking job and it's just all on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, just fucking.
Crazy feeling, but also, like, a really liberating feeling, dude. Because you're like, it's all on me, though. Yeah. Like, you know, I mean, I know somebody that, you know, they got really close to me, lost their job at 60, you know, been with this company, you know, 5 years from retirement, right? Like, there's no such thing as job security, man. Like, fucking people are like, oh, do something secure. I remember, you know, especially boomer mindsets, like, go to school, get something that has job security. No one's going to keep you there if they don't want to, man. Like, they can drop you. That whole job security thing is bullshit. The only thing I know that's secure is my mindset, and I know I'm going to put in the work all day, every day. Yeah. And that's the most firm thing I have. Like, I can't trust anybody else to fucking rely on. I can rely on me. Yeah. So yeah, there's that to it, man. I'd much rather be, like, struggling doing my thing than like banking out working for somebody I just
You can always
hated.
go get a job too.
Yeah.
Like if it doesn't work out, just fucking go back and get a job for a while or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, but if, you know, and I knew at the time I didn't have kids at the time, and I was like, this is my chance. Like I got to fucking do this now while I'm not tied down too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
So you've been doing your own thing for a while.
yeah, I've been in business for 11 years.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Some people, I think a lot of people are just really afraid to take that jump. I'm sure there's so many people that want to do their own thing, but they're so scared.
Yeah.
But it's like, honestly, what do you got to lose?
Nothing.
Yep. Because you can always go back and find something else. There's so much opportunity out there. There's so much abundance.
Yeah.
All you really need to do is believe in what you do 110% and just fucking get up every day and go do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not that complicated. I mean, yeah, there's a lot more on your plate, a lot more responsibility, but I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, and it's cool, like, you know, so we do a lot of basement finishes and bathrooms and such, and man, it's cool to like just see the transformation and know that that was me that did that, or that was my team that did that. You know, or you know, and obviously we're not saving lives or anything, but like, you know, it's still cool to be like, man, we made an impact on these people's life. You know what I mean? And now they have, you know, a sick ass basement that's more livable space for them and their family.
And you're working with your hands and you're just making beautiful things. I mean, that's artwork too, though. Yep. You know what I'm saying? That would be rewarding. Just seeing that finished product. You're like, hell yeah, I did this shit.
Yeah.
You know, instead working for the man, you're doing like the same repetitive thing every day.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you really don't see the end result of anything you do. It's just kind of it's this ongoing cycle.
Yeah. And even if, you know, even if it doesn't work out and I got to go get a job, whatever, like I can always say that fucking, I had a business for 11, 12, or however many years it is.
You know what?
I mean? I had a business. I did that thing. You know what I mean? And, you know, just, again, just part of living the life and, you know, just going all in and just, you know, trying to make a legacy here.
Exactly. And most people, you know, if you're going to succeed, but I'm just saying, like, say, you know, you're saying like, if I didn't, I had to, you know, at least I got that right. But that's the whole thing is most people will get to the end of their days and be like, man, I wish I would have taken the shot.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, you and I can sit back and be like, we did take the fucking shot, and like we can own that, man. It doesn't matter what happens. Like at least we fucking tried.
Yeah.
But most people are going to get there and be like, damn, I passed up some shit.
What if I did?
Yeah. You know? What if? Yeah. And I like, that's the whole thing, man. I don't ever want to get to a point in life to where I'm asking that question.
Yeah.
That's why I try everything. There's a lot of shit I try once and I'm like, it's not really for me.
Yeah.
But then I get to make that decision on my own. There's never a question down the road of like, oh man, I should have given that a shot, or you know, I just don't want to have any fucking regret, or you know, so I just go all out with everything.
I think some people too are just, they're happy with just not, you know, they don't want that pressure. They don't want to do, you know, they're content in just being, you know, a ditch digger or whatever.
Yeah.
And the world needs them too, right?
Some people love it.
Yeah. But that's just not my personality. You know what I mean? I'm, you know, probably like you, just I need to be in control of shit and just need to be fucking running
just
shit.
Need more, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, because you get bored with the same thing over and over again too. Like I know me, so I'm like, that's why I'm always, this is just kind of all over the place. That's why the podcast, you know, goes from talking to Brandon Curry about, you know, his bodybuilding career and him and his wife and like mental health, to talking to you about wolf cults and jujitsu and own our businesses. But like, that's the variety. Like if I talked to a bodybuilder or maybe like I talk to a real estate person every day or every podcast, like I'll get bored of that. Sure. Like I find that stuff interesting, but like there's a place for it. But I want like all kinds of stories and shit. And that's why like I could just keep doing the podcast forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's something we just are always going to keep doing, you know, but also there's other things going on too. And so like I just get that variety because I'm ADD or ADHD is shit. I don't know which one. I think they're pretty much the same thing, but I'm just like, so like, obviously you got to focus, right? But, you know, if you want to succeed in anything, but I don't know, man, just having that variety is cool too.
Definitely.
And just doing it on your own. Yep. So, that being said, what else you got to hit on? You have anything in mind that you want to speak about?
Man, nothing in particular. Just came here really just to hang out with you, dude. And just like, you know, we have a lot in common, and, you know, I thought, you know, we could talk about a lot of shit just because.
I know. I'm trying to think of something to hit on that we both.
Well, I can tell you this. So, you know, your accident, you know, you had a, you know, very crazy fucking accident, you know, and when I was 17, I think, and I was out with my buddies. And fucking, we had like fake IDs. So we'd go out to like the strip clubs at like 17, you know, and we'd fucking get in there and party and shit. and we probably did some coke and shit. And we're coming back, and I fucking hit a fucking house and fucking broke my whole face.
On a motorcycle?
No, I was driving a truck.
Oh, okay, on a truck.
Yeah, but it fucked me up, man. And so, like, I could relate a lot to what you were going through. My injuries weren't as bad as yours. It was just my face broke. You know what I mean? Like, literally.
Still, though, man.
Yeah, like, my whole cheekbone was shattered. And, you know, at 17 years old, and I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck? You know, and I had to get like, surgery. It was like a fucking metal bar in my face now and shit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you got a metal bar in there?
It's like in here, I think.
No shit.
Yeah. They had to like cut in between my gums and my cheek and then like put like a metal bar and then pack the fucking bone around it or whatever.
Nice.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
You can kind of tell if you look at me like straight on, there's like a little deviation in my like symmetry of my face. You know, most people can't tell, but
I don't know, man. I'm looking at the lighting, you know.
Like, I can tell, obviously, but, you know.
I'm just going to get really close, dude.
Yeah. But, yeah, that was a wild experience, man, you know, and I was drunk as shit. Had a bunch of fucking paraphernalia on me at the time. It was like I hit this lady's house, and they come out, and it was like this old black family. Oh, I seen you coming up the road. I knew you was going around. I hit their, they had like a koi pond in the back, like I guess attached to like the deck or something. And I like
so
smashed
destroyed that
and fucking killed all their koi fish. My insurance company had to pay for their koi fish.
I mean, I'm sorry.
I don't know why
that's pretty funny. Yeah.
It's just like,
fucking man, RIP to the koi.
Yeah.
Damn.
So,
it's messed up, Hank.
Yeah. But like, so I like jump out the truck and I'm like throwing all my weed and fucking drugs out and the beer's out.
Just throw it in the koi pond.
That's what I was going to say. Into the koi pond. They didn't die from the accident. They
just
died from all the
OD'd.
shit that they ate whenever he threw it into the fucking pond.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But the cop came and he was like, and I was wrecked, dude. I was like, fucking, man, because I was drunk as shit. And then I just had this like throbbing face. He's like, I'm gonna let you go to the hospital. And I didn't get a DUI. He was like, you know, if I see you again, so I'm gonna let you go.
A small town?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's that small town. Look out.
Yeah. He was like, I'm gonna let you go. But I know you've been drinking. So, you know, I got another call. I'm gonna let you go. So I'm like, thank God, you know. So I go to the hospital, you know, they give you some pill to puke up all the booze in you or whatever. And then, so I was clear, but shit, like probably 6 months later, I'm out riding with friends of mine and in the back of another car.
Doing the same shit. Drinking beer, smoking weed or whatever. And we get pulled over and it's the same fucking cop.
Oh, no.
You're like, damn it.
Yeah. And,
my God, you fucking work every street in this fucking town, don't you? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You're just always around.
He was like, and I knew it was him. And then, you know, he's talking to me. He's like, this is your weed. Like, I like hid it in the car, but it was like this girl that was driving. She was like just driving us around. And he's like, whose weed is this? Whose weed is this? And we're all like, fuck. I'm like, I can't let her take the fucking fall for it, you know? So I finally like, it's mine. And then he's like talking to me and shit. He's like, yeah. He's like, do I know you? He's like, oh, you're that fucking kid. You're that kid.
I gave you a chance.
Yeah. He's like, you're out here again. What the fuck is wrong with you? You better clean your shit up, you know? So.
Did you get in trouble then?
I think I got a, like, whatever, possession charge or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I'm from a small town too in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And I had a couple passes too, man. Like I remember I was driving through my friend's neighborhood and I was fucking hammered. We'd been drinking vodka like straight. Yeah. And I went to go get some pack of Newports, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't know why I liked those when I was in high school, but I did.
Everybody did.
And so I got a pack of Newports and I'm just hauling ass through my friend's neighborhood. And for some reason I tried to turn in his driveway going like 40.
Yeah.
So I just like slid over into a ditch and hit a light pole and I was like, fuck.
Nice.
And what do you know? This cop comes rolling up and he's checking it all out. And I knew I smelled like liquor. And he's like, you play ball with my son, don't you? And I was like, yes, sir. He was like, all right, I'm gonna sit down here. Don't be driving around anymore. Get somebody to tow this out for you. You're good, you know? And I was like, fuck, okay, good to go, man. But that was one of those things. It's like, yeah, I could have been jacked, you know? Yeah. So the small town love is good sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. But that was like, man, like in my, like high school, like towards the end of high school and then after high school, man, I was just getting in a lot of trouble, man. I was like fucking going crazy, doing a lot of drugs, doing a lot of drinking, getting arrested and shit. And that's when I said, man, I got to get the fuck out of here. People are starting to like I probably, shit, man. I definitely had a cocaine addiction for a while.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah. For probably like 2 years, dude.
Damn, like every day?
Most days.
Damn, that's an expensive habit right
Yeah.
there.
Well, I was like living cheap.
Yeah.
And was making money.
So yeah, okay, cocaine.
So,
Food, cocaine.
I just bought cocaine all the time. Like we're doing it at work and shit. Like,
Yeah. It's probably cheaper then too, a little bit.
Yeah. I don't even know. I don't remember really.
I say that like I do it all the time.
I had like a lot of cash.
It costs me a lot nowadays.
Yeah, that's crazy because at the moment, I mean,
Well, inflation.
Yeah, inflation is crazy, man. Those coke prices. Yeah,
that's where it hit me first, personally. I don't know.
See, I was the opposite when I was that age because, you know, you might have heard me talk about it, but I was pretty good in high school, man. Like I just drank and partied a lot. You know, I played football and shit, so that's just like drank, partied, girls. And then I tried college out, but my thing was pills, man. Like I had a pill addiction, so completely opposite. You were up here, I was just like, you know. So I was like, it was like Xanaxes and Klonopins every day, man. I got to where I'd be snoring like 8 at a time, bro.
Wow,
like bad. And I'd be drinking too, and I just like pretty much a whole year of my life was a fucking blackout.
Wow.
And I'm like surprised I didn't go to jail or die from just doing that all the time, man. It was pretty shitty. And then but that was a thing, man. It was just fortunately I just had that fucking wake up call. All I had to do was look in the mirror one day really hard. I was like fat and fluffy and just like looked like shit. You know, I was eating like shit. I wasn't training, I wasn't an athlete anymore. And I was like, I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
You were disgusting. And it's just like, I walked from that person. Yeah. And ironically, I went and joined the military. Yeah, did that for 6 years because I knew that would like keep me, that would help me out a lot, and like, obviously I was ready to get the fuck out when time came. But I mean, honestly, it did a lot of good for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I did that shit, but I'm glad I'm doing my own thing now. Got control over my life.
Actually, I kind of know what you're talking about because like from that accident, they put me on oxys, and that's when they used to still prescribe oxys and shit. Yeah. And I was pretty fucking heavy into them things for a while and had to like wean off. I'm like, damn, these things are fucking powerful as shit. I mean, they were great, but man, I didn't want to get addicted to that shit too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's it, man. That shit's. Yeah. It's a tough road. Yeah. I mean, most people I know, man, I know a lot of people that died from that or just, they're still there. Yeah. They're older than me, just like still doing the same shit in the same town. I'm like, oh man, it breaks my fucking heart. Yeah. Because that shit is, I don't know, you get a lot of people that never experience those things. Mm-hmm. They're like, it's easy, just don't do it. You don't fucking know. Like, it's probably one of the hardest, some MMA fighter was talking about, he was an ex-addict. And he was like, man, it's harder than being in the fucking octagon. Like, it's the hardest thing I've ever had to do was come clean. Wow. And I'm like, dude, that's just a crazy perspective. This is a professional athlete, professional fighter at that. So a lot of fucking pressure. Yeah. It's not easy. Yeah. And he's saying the hardest thing he had to do was come clean. And like, so a lot of people that don't have those experiences don't know what they're talking about. I've had past relationships, like, that's just dumb. Like, but they never experienced anything like that. And I'm like, well, you've never really been there. Right. So you really can't say much. Yeah. But I'm also extremely grateful for that experience, and like kind of going through those things and like going through being addicted and stuff like that, because now I've just like, I got that shirt right. It says addicted to greatness. Now I'll just channel that addiction towards positive fucking shit, towards my relationships, towards my business, towards, my brothers, and all that stuff. So it's just really about, you still got that in you, right? Yeah, but it's just like, where do you put like, that addiction, I guess you could say.
And like we, I still party here and there, but I'm much more, responsible with it, quote unquote, you know what I mean? And I'm able to, I understand that, I have a life to live and a family to support, and, I won't, let myself go down any kind of, crazy fucking roads. And because I've been there, I understand how powerful fucking, any drug can be.
Exactly.
Even alcohol, man. Alcohol is like fucking, like that's my father's, biggest
Alcohol's
addiction.
The worst.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've had like, my grandfather died from fucking cirrhosis. You know? Like I have alcoholism all through my family.
Yeah, same.
So, I need to really watch that shit, because I just don't want to get that fucking, don't want to go down that road. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got uncles in his 60s, he's been in hospital for 2 months from a heart attack. Really? But, come to find out he was using stuff, and it's just like, I hate to say it, like my mom is one of 7. She's the youngest of 7. She's the only one that doesn't have issues like that. All her siblings, a couple of them have passed from, drugs and stuff, but all of them addicts, Yeah. And I love them all to death, but it's just fucked. Like that's in my blood, and I recognize that. I was like, but I don't want to be that person. I I got shit to do here.
Yeah.
You know, so I just look at it, you know, as a very Odinic experience, because Odin was all about experience and everything, right? And that's where it's just like, man, that was just an experience I picked up. I learned from that because everything's a lesson. So, you know, like I said, I'm appreciative for it. And I still, you know, I raise hell with the boys, you know, like Moot's my time to fucking let loose, you know? But guess what? Like, you're not driving around fucked up. You're in the middle of the woods. Yeah. You might get a black eye.
Right.
That's about it. Or you might get stabbed, but there's always usually someone there that can stitch you up, right. You know? So hopefully, but, you know, that's the whole thing. And I had somebody say earlier, they're like, oh man, you're not going to be doing the crazy stuff in the woods and the boxing. I'm like, no, I definitely am. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to be like, because to me, it's not that bad. Like anything can happen, but I'm not out driving around. Like I'm with my brothers in the woods. It is controlled, man. Like, yeah, it's a little reckless, but like, we're just being men, you know, like we're not like, I don't know, man. I don't got to fucking just watch every move because I'm scared I'm going to die. You know what I'm saying? I'm just fucking having a good time. But yeah, dude, it is controlled, man. So that's my time. Like I'll get too drunk and everything, but that's the only time. Like I'm not going to go downtown Nashville and get drink like I would at Moot. Right. Because I'm probably going to get in a fucking fight and get arrested. Yeah. Because I'm just a little too temperamental for that crowd anyways. So I drink too much.
Dude, even last night, it was fucking Tuesday. We're down there. It was like fucking shoulder to shoulder, man. I'm like, it's a fucking cold ass Tuesday down here.
It's not worth it. It's insane.
That's Nashville. It's a cool city though, man. Like in comparison to a lot of cities.
Yeah.
Nashville, you know, I've been
having a good time.
Like it could be in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Or New Orleans.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I don't fucking Vegas. Vegas is all right. I mean, there's some fun stuff to do there, but I don't know. Nashville for a city, I'm cool with it. This episode is brought to you by the Music City Fit Expo. This is the largest fitness expo in the South, all held within 70,000 square feet at the Nashville Fairgrounds. There will be more than 150 fitness vendors ranging from apparel, gyms, supplements, and more. This is going to be at the Nashville Fairgrounds May 13th. Come out, watch tons of fitness events, meet 4 times Mr. Olympia Jay Cutler, support vendors, and meet tons of amazing people within the fitness industry here in Middle Tennessee. All of this and more May 13th at the Nashville Fairgrounds. For more information, get your tickets and head over to musiccityfitexpo.com or find these guys on Instagram at Music City Fit Expo. Thank you. So with with our tribal stuff, you know, it's a very tight-knit circle, you know, similar belief and interests, you know, in so many different ways, and more morally, spiritually, and we just all connect on that brotherhood aspect. You know, like I said, it's a calling, right? But, you know, a big part of it is, you know, it's not just open doors. You got to earn your way in. Yep. So by that, we prospect people. You know, we usually get people that hang around for a while. Yeah, they're coming around consistently. They're cool, dude. They're like definitely kind of living up to like what we're about. Yep. And then they, you know, get the opportunity to prospect. Yep. And then usually, you know, it could be at least a year. Yep. So tell us about, you were telling me about what y'all did to your prospect, man.
Yeah, man, we do a lot of wild shit. And we're always trying to change it up and shit, you know, and it's always like, it's actually kind of fun because trying to come up with different things to, you know, mess with dudes and really push them. And, you know, we always say we want you to quit. You know?
Yeah.
Like when you're a hang around, we're like really nice to everybody. And like, you know, then once you become a prospect, we kind of treat you like shit all the time. Yeah. I mean, obviously we give you a certain amount of respect, you know, but,
you're like pissing on them and shit.
Yeah. I mean, you know, but we also, you know, expect you to, you know, kind of do a lot of the fucking bitch work and dumb shit. You know what I mean? And,
well, it's like when the volume is, you know, it's like maxing out the volume, you know, that's how we live, but like go past that. Yeah. You know, that's where the prospects need to be.
Yeah. One time we had, I'll tell you a couple good ones we did. We did one where we had them go on. We had this little pond in at our boot area in our land. And we had 2 of them. We had 2 prospects at the time. And we were like, all right, you guys are going to go out there and fucking fight. And it was like, God, it was fucking February. It was probably 20 degrees outside. It was freezing ass fucking cold. And we're like, you guys are going to fight. Whoever falls in the water is dead, right? And you're gonna, you know, and you're going to fucking deal with that. So they go out there and they're wrestling. Nobody's falling over. Like they're on a little John boat. You know what I mean? And we're like, fucking let's go. Fucking do something. And then finally they both just fall in the water. And the one dude, he just fucking basically froze up. We're like, swim. Like we were getting worried because he was like, wasn't moving. He was just like fucking bobbing there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we ended up having to like get a stick and pull him out and shit like that. And I'm like, dude, why didn't you swim? You know, he's like, I couldn't fucking move, dude. It was fucking negative whatever in that water, man. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then we hung their clothes up, and their clothes within like 10 minutes were just frozen solid. And we rushed them.
That was cold.
Yeah,
man.
it was cold as shit. And we just rushed them into the cabin and fucking, you know, had them sit by the fire or whatever. And they were fine or whatever. But that was pretty wild. And then
you catch them on fire. That's like the next. You're going two extremes, right? Freeze to death and then burn.
Yeah, we and talk about fire too. We always have like we always say into the fire because we like burning a lot of shit. Like we use that as like a ritual experience too. You know, a ceremonial, like something that's personal to you that you want to, you know, get rid of, just burn it or whatever, you know, and
done similar things.
Yeah. So we're always, you know, trying to find shit to burn, you know what I mean?
Of course.
And a reason for it. Like you can't just burn something just for no reason. Like that it doesn't have an impact. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do a lot of that, but like probably 2 months ago, I had this Ruger, single action Ruger, old pistol, 22 or whatever that I brought. And I was just kind of fucking around with it, shooting shit around, you know, during the day. And everyone was checking it out or whatever. And we always got a bunch of weapons that we're fucking messing around with. Yeah. And so then after ritual, we were sitting by the fire and we were eating mushrooms and, you know, all having a good time. And I said to our prospect, I said, hey, dude, you're gonna have to do something if you want to really patch. This is something big that we need you to do. And he's like, okay, what is it? And I was like, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna shoot you with this Ruger right here. Now you get to pick where you want me to shoot you, but I'm gonna put this bullet in you. And he's like, whoa, fuck. Will I get a patch for that? For the patch? I think he said for the patch, and I was like, yeah. And, you know, my brothers all knew, they all were in on it, but I had a blank and I put a blank in there.
Everybody's just like, looking at him like,
yeah. Everyone's like, dude, Frank, you got to fucking do it, man. And he's like, all right, let's do it, man. Let's do it. I guess in my calf. Let's do it on my calf. And then, one of the other guys, he was a military too. He's like, I got a med kit, dude. We'll just stitch you up, man. It'll be fine. Of course, it's like 3 a.m. You know what I mean? Fucking, you know, we're just going to stitch you up from a bullet wound here in the fucking woods.
We got you, dude. It's all good.
Dude, we do this all the time, dude. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
Fine, you know? And, he's like, all right, well, fuck it, man. Just let's do it. And I just pulled the gun out and just fucking shot right at his fucking legs. And he's like, oh shit. Obviously nothing hit him, you know.
Because it was just a blank?
Yeah, it was just a blank. But it sounded like it, you know. Yeah. And he looks down. He's like, did you miss? And then we all just kind of started laughing. I was like, dude, just fuck. But I mean, just the fact that dude was
willing to take a bullet
and ready to take a bullet
for the patch.
To be patched. Like,
he's fucking about it.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool, man.
That was like his last big test that, you know, we were like, all right, this dude's in. You know what I mean?
I might have to pull that page from your book.
Yeah.
You can find me some blanks.
Yeah.
I'll get one on my 45.
Yeah, dude.
And just don't forget to put the blank in there.
Yeah. Make sure. I'll bring both of my 45s and I'm like, shit, which one?
He's like, guys, watch this. This is gonna be great. Watch this one.
I was like a little nervous, like, you know, like,
so let me just double
you never
check
want to point a gun at somebody and shit, you know, like, but you know, had to do it. But yeah, man.
I was like, don't worry, it'll be a blank. I won't even watch this.
I was like, dude, somebody asked me to do that. I'd be like, fuck you, you're not fucking shooting me. Are you out of your fucking mind? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, right.
You know?
I guess I'd be like, nah. But that guy definitely was willing to get shot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be like, listen, is there another way?
Yeah.
Because I ain't getting fucking shot.
Dude,
I've had enough injuries and setbacks. I don't need a fucking bullet wound to heal up.
Yeah.
You know?
Later, he was like, I've actually kind of always thought it'd be cool to get shot. Like, dude, you're fucking crazy, man. What's wrong with you? We love you.
He was like, honestly, if you wouldn't have even patched me, I would have done it. I just kind of thought it would be cool.
Yeah. That's funny as hell, man. Dude, we got love stuff like that. I know we're big with fire too, and like we like setting people on fire, kind of.
Yeah.
We like threw some prospects in a couple chicken coops, and we tied their wrists together, so they got like their wrist tied, hanging. Each arm is hanging out of a chicken coop.
Oh shit!
And like we're like these chicken coops all of a sudden end up on fire, and like we're throwing flaming spears at them like we're having some imaginary battle. Nice. You know what I'm saying? One of them is in there, he's just smiling. You know, the other guy's like, "What the fuck are y'all's problem?" You know, I mean, there's always that risk for something getting hurt. You know, we're not gonna let you die, but
a little maiming.
You know, at the end of the day, you might get an injury, but you can always recover from that. It's all good.
It was funny earlier. He was like, "You might get a black eye," and then you paused. "Oh, you might get stabbed. You might get stabbed. Well, you might get shot."
Yeah. I know, Brett. We had Brett. We did a battle. We do this battle that we reenact every once in a while, and Brett's running around with a saber, and like we're just going to war, and like you know, we're drunk as shit. He's got this saber flailing around. I'm spearing him, you know, risking getting stabbed with this saber.
Wow.
But, you know, just having a good time.
It's all in fun,
but it's all a fucking blast, man. I wouldn't trade it for nothing, dude. I'd much rather do that any time than go to the city or go, to any bar. Yeah. Like just being out in the fucking woods. Yeah. Just being out in the woods. I love being out in nature.
It's like rewilding. We call it rewilding a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a good way to put it.
You definitely, and we do it every month, you know, no matter what the weather is, we endure it. You know what I mean? And we stay there and we basically stay up the entire night. You know what I mean? And we just enjoy each other's company and fucking tell stories and come up with fun shit to do and punch each other in the face and wrestle. And, you know, we're always doing, you know, another one we did, we have an outhouse out there and, you know, fucking outhouses are nasty, you know?
Yeah.
So we tied 2 of them up, you know, it's just a small box, you know, fucking 3 foot by 3 foot. And we tied them up, duct tape on their eyes and their mouth and their hands and shit and on their feet. And then we threw them in the outhouse, locked the box, and then just fucking, and I had like this strobe light and then throwing fucking, we're like, you got to get out. And then we were just throwing fucking firecrackers in the holes and shit like that. So it's just crazy ass firecrackers going off while they're trying to like get their hands untied and shit. And we're poking them with shit. And, oh man, it was fucking crazy.
Dude, it's so much fun, man. Just getting in on stuff like that. That's why I liked when I was out in Virginia a lot, man, just getting in on it. Like I didn't even have to, but just being a part of the chaos, man. Yeah. It's just because it's an experience. Like how many people, I don't know, the way I look at it is you're just doing shit you never thought you would. Yeah. And that's the beauty in it. Like how many people can say they played tug of war over a bonfire with their boots doused in gasoline. Yeah. You know, how many can say they fucking played football with a roadkill or this or that, but it's just like, it's a little ridiculous, some of it, but it's also just like, man, it brings you so close together. You have so much fun when you're just in that dumb shit.
Oh man, it's so much fun.
And even if you're doing something that just sucks afterward, you're just like, you're laughing about it or you're telling everybody at home about it, you know, and they're like, damn, that sounds wild. Yeah. You know, and it's just like a really cool life.
And it's also bringing that brotherhood together too more, you know what I mean? Because you're experiencing cool shit and you're creating things and ideas to do. And you're testing each other's limits, like we always talk about. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I mean, it's the way to go. And I'm sure we'll always keep coming up with fucking wild shit to do. You know what I mean?
You gotta be creative with it, man.
Yeah.
You gotta have a good time.
Yeah.
And then you join in every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not that fun to watch.
No.
Get bored. I did jump in head first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Well, and like, dude, we've had shit one time, because we're always fighting each other and shit too. You know, that's just like base level. And one dude threw his shoulder out, and we had to like his shoulder was fucked, and somebody had to take him to the hospital. And everybody's on mushrooms. You got to go stand in fucking fluorescent lights for the next 4 hours.
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
There you go. He's growling at me.
But yeah, and he's just like, they had to pump him full of ketamine to fucking get his arm back in socket and shit.
So he's just K'd out.
Yeah.
And on mushrooms.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then the last time we had a fight, one of our prospects like fell on his knee. And then he tore his leg. He's in a cast now. It's crazy.
Yeah, he did surgery.
Yeah, he gets surgery.
And he's like, has to do physical therapy. It's a whole thing now.
People are getting hurt sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, hell. I mean,
just a black eye,
but they're going to
torn
be
ACL,
okay.
Stabbing, shooting in the calf.
Yeah, I mean,
burning. Falling in freezing water. What have we not covered yet? Do you bury people?
Not yet. That's a good idea.
There you go. That's the only one.
He's onto something. Yeah. Waterboarding. That's a good one. With like alcohol, it makes it even better.
Yeah, they waterboarded me in Virginia.
Did they?
Yeah.
Nice.
While bench pressing. And just pouring water on your face.
I think we're gonna have that going on soon here down in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. just a group bonding activity.
Yeah. So before this, when you asked me if I want to come, I'm good. I appreciate it.
Oh man, you'd have a good time.
You'd have a good time. You'd be surprised, man. A lot of people think they're just going to get thrown to the wolves, but I mean, honestly, you don't have to fucking do it. You can just hang out.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't make people do shit.
It's just funny because you said that earlier, and then it's like hearing you guys talk. I'm like, oh, thank you.
We can do it.
Shit. Oh my god.
Well, nothing else would be fun to watch.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
No, that is a fact. It would be a great time to watch.
It's always a good time, man.
Never a dull moment.
Yeah, it's never a dull moment. It's super cool. And there was something I was going to fucking say regarding all of it too, man. Damn it, dude. It slipped my fucking mind.
Just going off all these ways.
I know, man. I know. But yeah, people do get hurt. I mean, I blew my knee out at a bare knuckle thing down there. Yeah, I had to get surgery. I won the fight.
Yeah.
You know, that was the goal. I blew it out in the first round. We went 5 rounds. So I had to I got up off the ground because we do the APR rules. So the Old London Prize rules. So, you know, it's striking and then you can do takedowns, but after that, that's like an end of a round.
Cool.
If you get a takedown, but it's only a 30-second break. So it's quick. You know, your corner man comes in, talks to you, pat you on the back. All right.
Yeah.
But we went 5 rounds. But after that first round, I stood
Blowing
up.
out knee. You're good. Go ahead. All right.
Yeah, my knee was like, I could feel it like locked, and I was like, fuck. So I just grabbed it and just straightened it out. I could feel it kind of ripping.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it, shake it off, man. Luckily, adrenaline was just through the roof, you know, because I'm in a fight.
Yeah.
And I won. And then about an hour later, I was like, I can't walk. This shit like is really jacked up. And I had to get surgery, man, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
You know, and I've already got like fucked up legs anyways, so it didn't help. But
so do you guys wrap your hands and shit?
we'll wrap wrists.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Just go all in, fucking.
yeah,
That's tough.
Yeah, dude.
Like that,
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
It's a good time, man. Well, because they got the way we got it going on down there, and there hasn't been like an organized one in a while, but we got like a dude that kind of sets up fights. Like we get random dudes coming from.
Following one of that. It was like American Prize Fighting or something. Like that.
Yeah. American Prize Ring. Yeah, and we haven't done it in a while. So like the first fight was me and Jesse, Muscle Medic Jesse.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and that was a good time, man. I mean, he was. You know, I was like 225, 230 at the time. He's 270 at the time, you know. And so when he got his hands on me and slammed me, like that shit was no fun. I did crack him, like I cracked his eye socket or something. It swelled up, but we were just going at it, man. And we're like close. Yeah. And I'm like, man, he was talking about, he's like, dude, we'd be pretty dangerous together because like we're friends and we did that to each other. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, man, like shit like that brought us so much closer.
Absolutely.
Like just fucking each other up out in the woods. Like I just made that bond so much tighter, you know.
You'll be great friends with somebody you fight.
Exactly.
And when it's just, you know, you're fighting for, you know, and when you're in it, you're trying to hurt them. But then afterwards it's like all love, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, beforehand we're like, oh, we're just not going to go too crazy. But man, you get hit with a bare fist, that kind of goes out the window. You're like, all right, we're just doing this fucking thing. We still love each other. And then afterward, of course.
That happens in jiu-jitsu too. People are like, let's just take it easy. But then somebody takes it just a little bit more and a little bit more, and then you're taking a little bit before you. Like, we did not take it easy at all. We're just fucking.
By the end of it, you're like, God, I'm fucking dead.
Yeah,
yeah, that's funny as hell, man.
What are you gonna do?
All right, man. Well, we do got to close out here shortly. I do got a couple questions. You know, one big thing, you know, because you're a traditional man. You know, obviously you're part of the wolf cult. You know, you masculine. You believe in all those things, right? So it's all stuff you uphold.
Oh yeah.
And one thing that's been a pretty common subject across the board with us is mental health. You know, what's your take on that, man? You know, because there's people out there that just want to ignore it or confront it, man, or work through those things. You know, I know Brett, you know, you've probably seen Brett's stuff. He's a big proponent for the mental health aspect, you know, and like I used to try to ignore it, and then I got really fucked up, and then I had to start going to therapy at the beginning of last year. And my girl talked me into that and just like to work through some shit. But, you know, I've always been the kind of like, I'm a fucking man. I'm just going to deal with my shit and ignore it. But then I learned that can be quite damaging and cause a lot more issues. So what's your take on that stuff, man? Have you had any issues you've had to deal with that have really...
I mean, yeah, definitely. I think that, I think right now, I've always had a bad like temper and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work on, curbing that. But and just we were talking about like just managing our emotions as men too, and that's important.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of therapy. It's been a while, but it helped a lot because
it does, dude. Therapy's good shit.
Yeah, I learned a lot. Like I went into it not not expecting much and just thought it was going to be fucking stupid. But I definitely needed some help with shit. And it was before I found, my crew, and we help each other in a lot of ways in that stuff too. But, going to a therapist and then him just, talking about your life and then, telling you, why you are the way you are. And a lot of it's just deep seated shit from your childhood and shit, and then you kind of like, connect the dots and you go, yeah, man, that makes sense. It's, why am I just getting married at 40? Oh, maybe because I never saw my parents married. I never saw like a healthy relationship growing up. You know what I mean? So, okay, I want to do that. I want to make that oath with somebody and I want to debunk that. And I want to be, somebody that's, in a relationship and that can be relied on. You know what I mean? So, there's a lot of that stuff that, comes out when you go to therapy and you figure out a lot of shit about yourself and
raise your awareness a shit ton too.
Absolutely. And just opens your eyes as to why you are, why you have these imbalances in your personality or in your, in your character. And, it's very important for anybody, but especially as us, men and strong, powerful men that, are able to impose our will, that we control that, you know what I mean? And
exactly.
And understand that, we need to be, loving as well to our families and
exactly having both sides, man. I think if you get a lot of guys, and I've noticed a lot of guys, kind of within our circle or that want to be within the circle, right? It's always this like tough guy message, like fuck your feelings, and it's like that's great and all, but like you're saying that because there's some deep seated shit going on within you, man. Because like I can definitely take care of myself. I definitely have all these values that we talk about, but hell, I'm pretty, I'm always down with being just vulnerable and opening up about shit. Why? Because one, it could fucking help people. Yeah. And one, by letting that stuff out, it actually helps you progress. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like, if you're willing to have that balance, like that masculine side and that side that's like vulnerable and open about like just feelings and things you've been through or whatever the case, then it just makes you that much more powerful, man. Yeah, like your kids, for instance, right? They're not just going to look at you as like, oh my God, dad, like big tough guy. They're going to be like, yeah, man, but dad's real too. He shares his experiences with me. And like, now I'm fucking comfortable to share what I'm going through with them, because you want your kids, if you're like always play this tough guy card, they're not going to want to talk to you about shit, you know? Yeah. So I don't know. I see that in a lot of circles and with a lot of people. And I think it's just something important for, us to get out there, man, the whole mental health and mindset thing, man. Cause it's just crazy how like skewed it all is nowadays.
And my wife helps me with that a lot. She talking about opening up and just being vulnerable, I've never really had to do that much. I've always, kept a strong facade. And, she's kind of like, you don't have to be that way with me. You know what I mean? You can let your guard down a little bit. And you're like, I'm trying to learn how to do that. You know what I mean? Because,
Lydia's the exact same way.
Yeah. Because we walk around and that's what we do. That's who we are. And we need to be strong individuals. But at the same time, like for my wife, I need to be, vulnerable. Yeah. You know what I mean? I need to allow her in.
Yep. And even with your brothers, I mean, it's great she's opening you up, but like, man, I was year and a half ago, it was before I met Lydia and everything. Like I just went through, like found out some, it was just some crazy news. And I remember like was out with my brothers and I just went over this overlook, man. And I just was fucking crying. And like, I just like got away from everybody. And like one by one, they all came up and they just kind of put their hand on my shoulder and they felt it with me. Yeah. They were like, Joe, you're fucking got this shit, man. Yeah. And I was like, and that's one thing I noticed like in like the MC world and shit, right? Like that's a no-no. But like being able to have my brothers there that like it's a same mistake and everything, but I'm able to be like that in front. That's fucking brotherhood, man. And that's powerful shit. And they were there for me and they lifted me up and I was like, fuck yeah, man. It meant the fucking world to have that kind of support from the men in my life, So it's really cool, man. Yeah, just curious about that. And last thing, what is your relentless pursuit, Hank? And you feel free to share yours, Miranda.
Okay.
My relentless pursuit is, just being, leaving a legacy, man. I live a lot for, my children and I want to, break some of the bad habits and weakness that I had that was in my family before. Yeah. And, I look at it a lot of ways as like, look, I need to carry this torch of strength and power and, you know, and love, you know, and, you know, do radical shit, you know, be a well-rounded individual. That's, you know, constantly pushing himself and constantly learning new things, you know. So that's why I do jiu-jitsu and lift weights and have a business. And, you know, we do, you know, as a family, we're always trying to come up with ways to build ourselves and our family and our love. And, you know, it's just, I want to, you know, leave a lasting impact, you know, while I'm here for my children to look up to me and be like, wow, Dad was a fucking rad dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, that's cool.
You know, and my dad was a rad dude too, just like not in a lot of the ways that, you know, I want to go way beyond that. You know what I mean? And just be an example. You know?
You know how kids, you know, I brought this up before, you know, like a lot of kids are like, man, Superman's my hero or Spider-Man's my hero. Yeah. And I want my kids to legitimately be like, no, my dad's my fucking hero because he didn't slow his life down. Like he's still doing radical shit.
Yeah.
Ever since he had me, he didn't stop working on his business. He didn't stop training. Yeah. He didn't stop with martial arts. He didn't stop fucking traveling or climbing mountains, whatever the fuck I decided to do. Yeah. You know, because I want to set that example to show them that they're so capable of so much more, you know, and you don't got to close your life off, you know, when you have kids, you know, but like I want to be my kid's hero. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like legitimately.
You will be.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Fuck yeah. Thanks, Hank.
Dude, you're going to like, you know, not to go off on a tangent, but like, I remember when I had kids, man, it was like, I never knew I like had love in my heart. Like, you know what I mean? Like I love my mom and like my girlfriend or whatever like that. But man, when you have a child, dude, you're going to like,
holy shit,
dude, it's like a whole new part of like your heart and you'll love something more than you ever can't even put into words. Like it's like hurts almost, you know, like it's like almost a painful love, for lack of a better term, you know what I mean?
Dude, it's like holding your heart literally in your hands.
Yeah, dude.
And you and your woman's, right? It's just like,
that's crazy. So I'm excited that you're going to go through that, dude, because you're going to see that. And like, and it puts a lot of shit in perspective, I think, in life. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you know, it just makes you realize what's really important.
Without a doubt, man. And I'm stoked, man. Well, I'll be sharing, I mean, obviously I'll be talking about that experience, you know, and being a new father and everything once that time comes here soon. Yeah. And I'm sure I'll reach out to you about it all and everything. And I mean, we do need to catch up more anyways. Yeah. So we'll do that. But hell yeah. And Miranda, what is your relentless pursuit, ma'am? Now that you're 25?
Yeah. Kind of going off of what Hank said, I think I'd say my relentless pursuit is just working toward bettering myself and becoming the best version of myself, whether that's spiritually or mentally or physically.
In all aspects.
In all aspects, yeah.
Oh yeah, I love it. Leading by example in every way. Yep. Nice. Well, I mean, y'all are just gonna keep fucking crushing it.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah. I obviously we all follow each other. I love watching you guys, man. Y'all are great. And you know, it seems like y'all got an amazing marriage. Y'all are just killer fucking people. So y'all always have my support. So I'm rooting on you guys. Hell yeah, no problem. Logan, you got anything?
I'm good. I'm good. That's it, I suppose, unless you guys want to have any closing messages.
Y'all got a final message, something you want to tell the world, or where can people find you on Instagram if you want people to follow you?
Yeah, sure. My Instagram is Tank the Hank, and that's where you can find me doing radical shit. And our crew is called Tooth and Claw, MDMF, and we have a page for that, and we share some of the stuff we do, and check us out.
Hell yeah. Miranda, you got your fitness page, right? You got some stuff?
Yeah, I have my Instagram where I kind of keep up with my lifting and everything is Miranda's Mission. And then my personal page is Barbell Housewife.
Love it. Hell yeah, guys. Thanks for coming on. Until next time.
Appreciate it, dude.
Hell yeah.
Happy to be here.
Thanks, guys.
Hell yeah. Woo. It was cool, man.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Hell yeah.